much wild garlic there is.
Look at it all.
Literally carpets of the stuff.
The flowers are up now.
Yeah.
It smells great.
Right.
You go first.
Okay, carefully does it. Well done.
Thanks. Wow.
Beautiful bluebells amongst the wild garlic. Spring is well and truly here. It's beautiful. All right, T, should we get picking?
Yep, let's go.
We've got lots of recipes to create. Bag, please. Thank you. It was here in this very woodland 2 years ago where I talked about how this plant will help you find love. Wild garlic was also believed to have magical powers in the area of love and fertility. It was used in mythical potions and spells to help you find a lover or to aid in childbirth. Well, maybe it has worked. Well, it definitely has worked because Tegan, my lovely love, is here with me today picking some beautiful wild garlic. This is one of my favorite plants and my favorite part of spring, I think. It's a delicacy in the kitchen and I'm going to be cooking her a lovely meal with this to show my appreciation to her. And in this video today, we're going to explain briefly how we met.
This is the perfect time to pick the wild garlic. You've got the big leaves, the buds, the flowers. It smells sensational.
Yeah, this is amazing. Like, these stems are so juicy and there's so much flavour in there. You can even eat the clove that's underneath the ground as well, but we'll leave that intact because that's how this wild garlic will survive and thrive in this area. But everything's edible on this plant. And in that previous video I talked about how to identify it, but it's pretty simple really with wild garlic. First off, it smells so pungently like garlic. It tastes so much like garlic. And the leaves are sort of long oval shaped, they're pointy at the ends. The flower's really recognisable, lovely, beautiful little white petals, and they taste amazing. I'm going to cook you something good with these.
I can't wait.
They got a lovely peppery flavour, haven't they?
Yeah. It's hard work.
I picked you for your foraging skills. Yes, look at that.
Wow.
We're going to preserve a load of this as well.
Let's see, I think ours is definitely heavier.
Well, I've been picking it since a young age.
Is it time for a tea break?
A little drinks break? Yes. All right, I got the perfect thing. So guys, this is Dirty. Now, as you know, I love all things medicinal herbs, natural remedies. I mean, we're out here foraging a wild herb right now that is gonna be so good for us. And Dirty, what I like about them, this stuff is giving me energy, clarity and focus that I didn't think I needed, but since having this in my morning routine, I feel incredible. So mornings are pretty sacred for me. I like to take things slow whenever I can, just to set the tone. And I recently swapped out my usual coffee for Dirty's coffee. Dirty is actually sponsoring today's video and I'm so grateful for them. Dirty blend incredible lion's mane mushroom with a blend of smooth Arabica beans with about 80% less caffeine than regular coffee. This drink still gives you that warm, familiar morning ritual feeling like coffee does, but without all the crash or jitters. Thanks to the lion's mane, I feel steady, more focused and just clearer. And if you don't like coffee, then you can still get their powerful lion's mane powder that you can add to smoothies or use it in baking. So you can have it just with straight boiling water, or you can make a latte with the coffee blend. Both have like a really rich, earthy flavor. And what I really like about Dirty, especially someone who needs to know where their food is coming from, Dirty use 100% of the mushroom fruiting body with no fillers, and they're completely transparent about their sourcing. They work directly with farmers using traditional methods and third-party testing every single batch. It just tastes even more healing being in the woodland. if you want to try Dirty for yourself, it really does make getting lion's mane and all those amazing herbs so much more convenient. I really recommend it. Click the link in the description box of this video, or you can scan this QR code on screen now. You'll get 30% off your first 3 subscription orders. Thank you so much to Dirty for sponsoring today's video. Guys, this honestly keeps the channel alive and I can't thank them enough. So hopefully we'll do another collaboration in the future, but let's get back to the story about how we met. All right, so we tell everyone how we met then?
Okay, which version? Which story? Mine or yours?
My version is the one that I tell everyone, that we were actually in this woodland and I just saw her across the stream over there, and we suddenly just crossed paths and picked the same wild garlic at the exact moment, and we looked into each other's eyes and that was it. It wasn't quite as romantic as that.
Well, that would be too good to be true.
Yeah.
But no, Instagram was the place we met.
I saw Tegan pop up on Instagram and I looked at her profile and what you'd shared on there. I couldn't believe how aligned and how all of her interests seemed to be the same as mine, and we just started talking then. Yeah,
we built a friendship for over quite a few months, didn't we?
It was so nice getting to know you and just having someone to talk about the things that I love, and I thought maybe one day we would meet,
cross paths. The more I got to know you, like on a deeper level, because obviously you can kind of know you on Instagram, but getting to know you properly, I realised how much more we are aligned.
Yeah. Didn't you tell your mum that I was the
girl version?
The girl version. And that's kind of what I thought of Tegan as well. I really did think about that. And then
months and months
later, we met at a gardening day. And I was actually on my worst form that day. I hadn't slept all the night before, nervous to do this gardening course, and you were there, and it was amazing. It was a magical day despite being so exhausted. It was beautiful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just so easy, wasn't it?
Yeah. And it's like it's happened all pretty fast, really, hasn't it?
I think, well, what did you say, we have old-fashioned love or something, because we moved so quickly. I moved in after a few months, and
but that's exactly how I could have dreamt our relationship would go, because it's all I've wanted to sort of settle down for the last few years anyway. I guess personally I probably wasn't ready to anyway, and that's why you only came into my life when you did. But I sometimes feel like I should have been born 100 years ago in a different era where, you know, you'd propose to someone after a week. We're not quite moving that fast, but not that I would mind even if we were. But it's a beautiful feeling, and
when you know, you know.
Yeah, you really do. It does go to show, and I think you need to be in a good space mentally to meet someone and it feel like it's going to work out. You know, I think when you're in a bad headspace, you may not attract the right relationships, just even on a friendship level or whatnot. And I feel like I was finally there, and you came along, and it's just the best thing ever. And I thought I was in a good place before, but since Tegan's come along, I feel like this sense of peace that I could never imagined having. I feel secure, I feel calmness, I feel like every day is so much more exciting. Like waking up and having my best friend around all the time to do things like what we're doing today.
We have so much fun, don't we? Everything you like to do, I like to do.
Yeah, every day feels like an adventure. It really does. And Tegan loves to cook as well. She's an amazing cook, and you know, sharing that duty and enjoying cooking together is so nice. Not something I experienced before, which is great. And I feel so blessed and grateful to have you. I'm so appreciative, and I do want to say though, I'm kind of a unique person in the sense that I share my life through these videos, and I feel like it's a bit of pressure on Tegan just for me to say, oh come on, we're going to go and film a video foraging, even though you love doing these things. You know, being
on camera it's not natural.
Yeah, and it's not natural.
Eventually it will be, the more I do it, because I do want to be more involved and share things that I love with you, with everyone else.
And we've got such a purpose to share, haven't we? We have such an alignment about how we see the world and how we want to live, and we hope that we can inspire. And I think us doing it together is only a beautiful thing, and we're only going to reach more like-minded people rather than it just be me on my own. So look, I don't want to put pressure on you to be in the videos, but I want you to be around all the time. So it makes me feel so much better. And I think they say behind every strong man there's a stronger woman, right? And
something like that.
It's almost, I feel like that now. I feel like I could conquer anything with you by my side. So I feel so lucky.
Sorry.
That's one thing though, you're not a fan of bees or wasps. They're not going to hurt you, I promise. So have you got anything more to say?
Well, that's the real story of how we met. There was no magical forest find of each other.
Well, we may have manifested it, or we put it out there into the world and it just happened to come together using modern technology. But
I'm so grateful we met when we did, and I'm so excited for all the adventures and the fun we are going to have.
Me too. Well, starting with today, because I'm going to treat you, it's my turn to do some cooking. I'll cook with this lovely wild garlic. So should we go to the kitchen?
Yes, please.
And we'll do some cooking?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go.
Look at me, babe.
Skippity-doo-dah, skippity-day. My, oh my, it's a wonderful day.
Wow, she's coming up Michelle now, guys. It's actually been a few days since we picked this wild garlic. We didn't go back to the kitchen and cook you food. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay, but the wild garlic still looks fresh.
Yeah, and I'm going to cook for Tegan now. Something delicious with this wild garlic that will celebrate it. You can still pick it now, despite almost coming into the summer months. You can still see a lot of wild garlic around. What I'm going to do is make some delicious fritters with it that we're going to enjoy in the garden.
Sounds delicious, can't wait.
All right, I'm going to get into cooking. Are you going to go out in the garden?
Do you not want any help?
No, you go and enjoy the sun.
Okay.
This is me cooking for you.
Thanks.
Oh, we got a surprise to tell you at the end of this video. So the thing about these fritters, they contain some of Tegan's favourite ingredients, and mine too. And also, you can pimp these out to make them suit your taste. So if you don't have some of the ingredients, swap them out for something that you do have. I promise this is a good base, and it works well, just as well with wild garlic as it would with spinach or kale or other leafy greens. The first thing going into my mixing bowl is white beans. These are beans that I cooked. You can use any kind of white beans, such as cannellini beans or butter beans or chickpeas. Get those into the mixing bowl. I like to add them because they're packed full of vitamins and minerals that our body loves. We should be eating way more beans. Then I'll add the all-important wild garlic, which I'm going to chop really, really fine. I'm going to get as much in as I can. So I'm getting everything, including the buds, the flowers, the leaves, the stems. All this plant is edible, and each one has a subtle different flavor. Chopping up everything fine. I am reserving some of those amazing flowers as a garnish because they're so delicate and they're so pretty on the plate. You know, chefs at this time of year in all the fancy restaurants will be savouring these lovely little flowers. You can even pickle the buds or ferment them too, and they're like almost turn into like capers. They're amazing. So this garlic is going in now. I'll assess how much more I want to add after I've added this. Bit more, I think. For seasoning, I'm going to add some lemon juice and a bit of salt. I'll give it a really good mix up, making sure I've got enough wild garlic in this bowl, and then we'll add the next ingredients. Oh gosh, this garlic is so pungent. Unbelievable. All right, so I'm gonna add one of Tegan's favorite ingredients next. These are capers. I love capers too. We'll get those in. For a little extra acidity, I'm adding some apple cider vinegar and some flax seeds to help bring the mix together. And we're gonna add about a cup of milk to this, and then I'll add some flour. I'm actually adding a gluten-free blend. That'll do. So I wasn't lying when I said I was gonna add so much wild garlic. Look, there is gonna be tons of wild garlic running through these fritters. And you just gotta have a sticky batter. It needs to be quite on the thick side. So I'm gonna add a touch more flour and then a pinch of chili. I'm basically ready to fry. So I'm going to be cooking these in my cast iron pan. As long as you get some oil in there and let it heat up adequately, nothing will stick to these. And you'll notice that in my kitchen, I only ever use either cast iron or like a stainless steel pan like this. There's many reasons to why I use them, and only those. And if you want to see a video on my sort of equipment that I use and things like why I don't use or have a microwave in my kitchen, then comment beneath this video if you want to see something like that. I do get asked quite a lot of questions about those things. Whilst that thick, heavy cast iron pan is heating up, I'm going to pick some spring onions quickly in the garden. Perfect. Ooh, that's a bit of a messy one. Whilst the fritters cook away, I'm going to wash and finally chop up my spring onions. So these spring onions actually act as like a topping, but they're going to caramelize in these fritters. So I'm going to sprinkle them on top of now before I flip them over. Plus I'll put a few of the wild garlic flowers in as well, because of course I'm cooking for my love. She deserves these flowers. There we go, beautiful. Yes, that is the color you want. Lovely caramelization. Oh, that one's even better. Woo. So these look great now. Just adjust the temperature whilst you're cooking. Oh, look at that. So crisp and golden. These look lovely. When they're crisp to the touch, that's when they're ready to come out the pan. I then put them on this baking tray before they go into the oven, just so they can cook through to the center. I'll cook the rest off and then we'll get them in the oven. Toppings. So I like to let the fritters cook through in the oven, and whilst they're in there, I'm going to make a little dressing to go with them, something quite fresh and vibrant. So I'm going to use the remaining wild garlic, chopped really fine, my spring onion tops as well, chopped really fine. I'll get those into a mixing bowl with a little vinegar, some olive oil and some salt and pepper, and that's it. It's almost like a wild garlic salsa verde. All right, this looks lovely. That is the perfect freshener upper for these fritters. So I'm gonna get those out the oven and serve up. I've actually pre-made my burnt onion hummus, which is a recipe from my cookbook, Plant to Plate, which you can order now. Click the link beneath this video. Your support means the world. I'm gonna get some of that hummus spread on the base of Tegan's plate. I'll then top it with a couple of those lovely crisp and golden, juicy wild garlic stuffed fritters. And then I'll spoon around some of that beautiful dressing, and it wouldn't be complete with a little special garnish. The wild garlic flowers. That looks like a taste of the woodland on a plate. Let's see what Tegan thinks. Tegan, I am ready.
Wow.
Here's your lunch.
Thank you so
Inspired by the
much.
woodland.
That looks incredible.
Here's your knife and fork.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go and get mine and we'll sit down and enjoy it.
Thanks so much. Very garlicky. Oh, I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm glad you are. Thanks for picking it with me.
Thanks for making it.
Thanks for appearing in the video with me as well.
It's my pleasure.
Should we tuck in?
Yeah.
All right, enjoy. Enjoy. Mmm.
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 Wow. You're good, aren't you?
Thank you. It's the wild garlic though. You'd think with the amount I added it would be so intensely garlic in flavour, but it actually settles down quite a bit, doesn't it, when it's being cooked? So it's not overpowering, it's just very herbaceous and delicious.
Yeah. And what's this?
So you got a little burnt onion hummus from the cookbook.
Mmm.
You like that one?
Delicious. Mmm.
Mmm.
And how lucky we can enjoy it in the sun.
Perfect day for it. Are you enjoying?
Mmm.
Are you going to tell them the big news or am I? You can tell them.
What am I telling them?
The big news.
What's the big news?
You know the big news.
We're pregnant.
You're pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
We're growing more than veg this year.
We're growing a baby.
Not a food baby, an actual one. And we're so proud.
Yep. And on that bombshell.
Yeah, I think we'll end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Tegan, thank you for being part of it.
Thanks for cooking.
And thank you for supporting the journey, guys. Really appreciate it. And if you want to get a copy of the cookbook, it means the world. Your support does, and it really helps keep the channel alive. So Plant to Plate is out now. Thanks Dirty for sponsoring the video, and we'll see you soon with another video, won't we?
Yeah.
From the garden as the weather's getting better. See you soon. Should we do the waving thing?
No.
Okay. Mmm.
Well, as long as Gaz is having the wild garlic, I'm okay. Keep the vampires away.
Privacy.
Love you.